Hello, my beautiful friends. I'm Shannon. Welcome to my channel. This is Lifestyle Manifesting, and I am discussing manifesting every area of your life. Design, be the creator of your life, be a deliberate creator. And today I want to talk about faith in your manifestation. Having faith in your manifestation. What that really means is you don't have to necessarily have that idea of what faith is, what we may believe that in religion and what that faith is. But what it is more clearly is you are loyal to that vision. You are loyal to knowing the desire is already yours. So how can you be loyal to the desire being yours? Well, anytime that you have a thought of, why don't I have my manifestation? In that moment, start thinking all you need to do is be loyal to that vision. And that loyalty is saying, I already have it. When you have a doubt, what do you say? I already have it. When you start to tell an opposing story, what should you say to yourself? I already have it. When, even if someone says something to you in your world and it makes you question and doubt, that's okay. You might do that for a moment, but then what should you always fall back into? The loyalty to your desire, loyalty to the reality that already exists. It's loyalty to that unseen reality. Continue to practice knowing the desire is yours. So it's about consistently claiming that is mine. It's already mine. And then there is a powerful way to really feel that reality is to affirm that reality, to imagine that reality. You could even use an affirmation like, what if, right? What if I have the most amazing relationship? What if I have consistent communication? What if I already am the highest version of myself? What if I know that I am irresistible? What if I know that everything I want is mine? Okay, those are really powerful ways for you to get into that place, to put your focus on the fulfillment of that desire, the fulfillment of already having it. So it's loyalty to that desire. It's about claiming it consistently over and over and over. And you claim it consistently until it materializes and it becomes your reality. It will materialize and become your reality. It must. So when you're worried and when you're doubting, just declare that it's already mine, right? That's your declaration. It is already mine. I am already the highest version of myself. I already have all my needs met. I am already fulfilled. I have my desire, right? What does that desire look like? I have the relationship of my dreams. I feel so safe. Like, how do you feel? That's another way to get into that place of the fulfillment of the desire. How could you feel fulfilled? Right? It's about aligning with the version of you that already has this desire. It's about creating fulfillment from within instead of from the external 3D reality. And you create fulfillment within by going within, speaking to God within you, the inner being. It's your inner being. Who are you being right now? Inside. That's inner being. Okay? So talk to your inner being, talk to your God within, talk to your creator within, and say thank you, and say I'm so blessed, and say how much gratitude you have. And what else do you want to say? What would you be saying and thinking? Like that you really appreciate your life, that like, my life is so cool. My life, I just think about romanticizing your own life. What does it look like to romanticize your life? You see people on social media romanticize their life. It seems like it's so great. Stop looking at their life and start just creating that for your own life. Whether or not you need to post it, that doesn't matter. All that matters is what's your perception. Your perception is that your life is beautifully romantic. Your life is the place to be. Your life is where it feels so fulfilling. Your life, your world and your life is where it feels like your cup is over full, right? Think about that idea that you have this cup that's overflowing with like love, overflowing. This is your world. Your world is overflowing with love, overflowing with abundance, overflowing with health and well-being, overflowing with kindness, overflowing. You know, everyone's yourself pushed out. Why wouldn't you think kindness for everyone? So, 2, where's your manifestation? When you start thinking that, when you wake up and you feel okay, you feel pretty good. You've been on point. I've been on point for a whole week last week, right? This is what I hear. I was on point all week I was totally on my self-concept, and then this happened. Okay, but if I hear, and then this happened, and it doesn't matter what happened. Just stay on point with your self-concept. Keep declaring no matter what happened and no matter what was said or what you witnessed in your world, keep staying on point with your self-concept, because that's how you're going to break the cycle. That's how you're really going to know that you are aligned with that reality, because that is not going to phase you. And you wouldn't necessarily be saying, I was doing so great, and then this happened, okay? Just stay loyal to the vision of you that you had for that whole week. You just have to jump back into that, okay? I got this. This is mine. I know what I'm doing. Circumstance doesn't matter. Desire's already mine. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and answer some questions. How is everyone doing today? Hello, my friends. I see a lot of my friends here today. Hi, White Tea, Euphoric Melody. All my friends found rich boyfriends and husbands who always spoil them, and me, who came from rich family, never saw rich. Why are you even saying what you're saying? Okay, you have some story going on. Okay, you have some story going on. Wait, let's see. Right, now I'm not even going to read all the rest of the story, because it's like you're saying you're getting what you don't want. Now, okay, just change your perspective. All your friends found rich boyfriends and husbands that spoil them. Okay, why not me? That's victim mentality. Why did it happen to them and why not me? Well, how come I always get these like broke guys that don't treat me as a queen, and they're not okay? Because you're continuing to tell that story. And whatever experiences you had, whether it was when you were younger or as a child, or some belief, that it's about your belief. Your whole world is your own reflection. So here's how you change your perspective. Wow. We're going to say that. Wow. Like, wow. My friend, this is like you thinking to yourself, all my friends, that is so amazing. I love that my friends have rich boyfriends and husbands that love to spoil them. And I know that I'm seeing this in my world, because that's my desire meant for me, and I'm seeing my desire. That thought process aligns you with that desire. Okay, that thought process is, everyone's yourself pushed out. I'm not saying that you're necessarily jealous or mad that it's happening to your friends, but you're noticing what's not happening to you. Okay, so you have to create new meaning and new definition what you see in your reality. That means it's working for you, for me, right? That's your thought. I'm done. Like, you have to think. Go ahead, think this. It's okay to have thoughts, right? Have the thought that, you know what, I'm not going to align with that reality anymore, where I'm not treated like a priority, where someone doesn't have money to pay, and that I got to go 50-50. Because guess what? This whole reality is only our consciousness. So create that more and more people. By the way, you could create that your broke boyfriend has money just by seeing that vision of that broke boyfriend, okay? Okay, it could happen in any way you want it to be, but just start focusing on the vision of what you want. What's that vision? I'm treated like, think of the feminine energy perspective, right? Where you're taken care of. So step and align with that feminine energy where you're just inspiring. Feminine energy is about inspiring. You want to think of yourself as someone who inspires that guy who's successful and motivated and has everything going on in his life. So you're inspiring, this is your vision of yourself. Your vision of yourself is you inspire that successful masculine man to come into your life. A masculine man wants to come in and swoop you off your feet and serve, like, you know, be your provider and make you feel safe and secure. And what he feels, what's in return is you, who is unique, who is creative, who is inspiring him, who's in your feminine energy. So think about that. Okay, so align with that version of you and affirm that version and say, oh yeah, this is happening. It doesn't matter what you thought, even in this present moment here, we're transcending it in this moment. It doesn't matter what you thought a second ago. What does matter is that now that you have the vision of what you do want, you affirm that vision over and over and over, or you stay loyal to that vision consistently. Because I don't even want to go into why this happened. We can figure that, you could figure that out. Or if you want to schedule to work with me, we could figure that out. But you might know what it is. It has something to do with an experience you had. And then you had that experience, you feel you didn't like it. You focused on that, probably, why me? Why did this happen to me? Now the next person you meet, it's just like you keep having the cycle until you break it. The only way to break the cycle is to have new thoughts, right? To change, which means change your perspective. See yourself, really, it's all about seeing yourself as a new version. You know, be the version of you who, yeah, that's your world. The version of you who's spoiled. The version of you who gets everything you want. The version of you who's just basking in abundance. Abundance can come from everywhere and anywhere. But you want to hone in and put your attention on that world and that reality and that vision. You focus on that vision. The feeling of the fulfillment of having that. Okay, so I didn't read the rest of your stuff because we don't need to know all those details, because the more you talk about those details, you're just staying in that reality. Okay, and I know circumstances don't matter, but circumstances don't matter means you would say, so what, he didn't have, by the way, I manifested a guy coming into my life totally broke who became successful. Okay, so, but you need to see them as success, because tomorrow they can find out that they have an inheritance. Tomorrow they could get the dream job. Tomorrow they could just decide, you know what, babe, I want to pay for everything. But it all has to do with you and your perception. It doesn't matter who the person is. So remember, the powerful manifestor is basically knowing you're the writer and you're the main character, you're the writer, director, you're everything for the play of your life, including the main character, including the projector. That is the projector projecting the world and your experience into this 3D screen of space. The 3D is a screen of space. It's just a screen of space that you are projecting from your imagination. Now, start thinking, you're a great writer. What is the story of your life? Write this chapter right now. So that would be writing the chapter of who are you? Okay, so think about a writer. A writer is going to think about the character in the movie or the character in the play. So you as the writer now write what your character is. Get clear. What does the character look like in this chapter? Because you'll always grow and you'll change. And okay, but who do you want to be right now? So start writing those character traits. Get clear on the character that you are. Okay, so like you would think, oh, this character, she is gorgeous. Okay, she radiates this this attraction from within. It's like this love that everyone's attracted to, right? So you as the writer, you kind of have to detach from yourself. So now you're the writer, detaching from self, the human self. And now what is the character? Oh, she's irresistible. Oh, she is a heartthrob. Okay. Oh, she gets anything and everything she wants. Okay. So you start to develop that character And a really powerful way to do that is just make this fun. Because the more that you feel like it's so dramatic, you're too caught in the movie and you forgot that you're the writer also. You're the writer. So be playful with this. Take out a notebook and then now develop the character. We'll always develop, and that's kind of cool too. So just develop this chapter, and who are you? Now write those character traits down. Research. Watch movies that might inspire you and say, oh, I like that. Or who are people in your current, maybe you have friends that inspire you and go, I like that friend. I like how she just gets everything. So start thinking of that friend and think of how you can embody the qualities that other people have and make them your own. Become that as your own. Okay, so you're developing your own character. You're writing this chapter. So what else would it look like? Okay, so who's the guy or the SP, right? Depending on guy, girl, whoever your person is. Okay, so but develop the character. Okay, this is fun. This is not feeling like victim mentality. I never get what I want. This is like, now be inspired about writing the story of your life. Because you're already doing it with your thoughts. You are doing this and you don't even know it. You're already doing this. So now do it deliberately. Let's develop your guy. What does that look like? Ooh, I like masculine energy because I like a guy who just says, babe, let me take care of things. And so masculine energy is a guy. It doesn't mean it's a guy, it's a person, right? Because it doesn't matter if you're a female or a male. Okay, it depends. If you want your partner to have masculine energy, it looks like they take initiative. Okay, you want them to take initiative? They're in the masculine energy, taking initiative. You want them to make you feel safe. Think about feeling safe. It's not just about feeling financially safe, but it's like, are you safe to share your feelings? Are you safe to tell your dreams and goals? Are you safe to tell them all the things, your own insecurities? Are you safe to say anything? And know that they love you no matter what, like that you could feel safe doing that, right? So this is how you're developing. You could develop the relationship that you want more deliberately by starting to get a clear picture of what that looks like. What else? Because by the way, I personally tested this one out. Oh, sure. I put the character traits first that I thought were the most important, right? Like the ones I described, and someone who's loving, and someone who's empathetic, and someone who's caring, and someone who's kind, and someone who's generous. Not someone who's stingy, doesn't want to spend money. Somebody who can spend money and knows that they're abundant and more money is coming in, right? We're developing the character. What else? What else does this specific person look like? Because the more clear you are on that specific person and developing their character, they will be that. Okay, even if they show up not being that, they will be that as long as you stay loyal in your mind to the vision of that. Okay, so what I was going to say, you could pick, if you want, you could say they drive this kind of car, and they will. Even if they don't drive it now, they will buy that car. Okay. You could say the kind of hair they have. You could say anything, even if they're not. If you could start saying they work out, and now all of a sudden their tone. Anything and everything that develop your character how you want. Okay, don't think of anything as right and wrong, because it's not like. It's about also being judgment free. Okay, there's power in being judgment free, because you're not creating it saying this is right and this is wrong, but more from the perspective of like that broader perspective, like you're just choosing what you like. Okay, so it doesn't matter what his body type is, you just choose what you like, what you're attracted to, what you would like that person to be. Okay, and you develop the character. As you're developing their character, they also are they love everything about you, madly in love with you. They saw you and it was like love at first sight. Now, I know I told this before, but I manifested love at first sight after I met someone. Okay, not in that first moment of meeting. This is like an old SP a long time ago. But I created love at first sight at a later point in time when we were already dating. I just started having an idea about it, and I created that, and then he reflected that back to me. Okay, So you can create anything you want. You could create, if you're into the kind of twin flame thing, you could create that they think you are their twin flame. You could create that they are manifesting you. Okay, now they can't, you're the only operant power in your reality, but you could create a reality where that's what it appears that way. Okay, your perspective is manifesting. So isn't that fun? Why don't you start writing that out? Now, what are the things you do? Where do you want to go? What does your house look like? What does your life look like? What does living in the life of your daily life look like? What does the day in the life, there we go, the day in the life of you look like? It looks like when you want to be lazy, you're allowed to be lazy, and you're not going to feel guilty for that, and you're not going to have a partner that says, how could you just sit there when we have so much to do, okay? Because you could create that reality where you're supported no matter what, right? You feel supported and safe, and that's okay. All right, so you start thinking about that. Get clear on that. By the way, I have a course that I created because so many people asked me about this. And why do so many people have so much success with my course? Because they implement the blueprint of basically what I'm doing with you right here. It's about creating. You have to start creating and developing your character and develop your character in your mind. You don't even have to change anything in the 3D. The 3D meaning you don't have to change your looks, you don't have to change your body, you don't have to change anything. The only one thing you change is your perspective about how you see yourself, your conception of self. So my course is a blueprint where I help you develop the character of you with your desire. Develop the character of you with so much money. Develop the character of you with your specific person. And you could use that course to help you when you manifest your desire, which will happen really fast because I have so many success stories happening fast. I'm also teaching manifesting on a time frame in my VIP group. So we're working towards being powerful manifestors that know how to manifest by a time frame, because that possibility works and exists. I see evidence in my own world, and now I'm working with my group to help teach them. All right, so my course will help you develop the character. You get your manifestation, it's done. Now, remember, it's not like you just have one chapter of a book. You're gonna have the next chapter. What's the next chapter? You could use that course again to develop that new vision that you have. So every time you have a new vision, okay, now what does my life look like for this next chapter? Use that course as a blueprint to create, to get into your imagination. And now you develop the version of you who has that next desire. And you're like, it's literally the stars or infinity, infinite possibilities available to you. But you need to broaden your perspective more, right? I mean, I'm consistently broadening my perspective, okay? We could also you do want to align with that God within you who has ways you know not of, right? Because I and my Father are one, but my Father is greater than I. What that means, and Neville Goddard quotes that in so many of his lectures, it means you are one with the Creator. The Creator's within you. You are one. I and my Father are one, but my Father's greater than I. Because understand, like God, whether you say God or universe or source, infinite intelligence is greater and has a broader perspective. The Creator knows how we are breathing and how our heart is beating, and understands how the planets are orbiting around the sun, and understands how everything just stays, there's perfection happening all around us. Okay, how is that all happening? So allow yourself to give it up, not needing to control micromanage every detail, but yet give up that control. You're just choosing and developing. So choose and develop the character that you want to be. Choose and develop the type of world you want to live in, the type of experience you want with a relationship. What does it look like? All right, I'll try to answer more questions. User 28. She went to the third party today, but that's okay because it's done. I love it. Circumstances don't matter. It's okay. It's done. Even if you bring it up and mention it here, it doesn't matter because circumstances do not matter. And you ended on because it's done. It's done, right? You already have your manifestation. Now, Millie Grace, can you please remind me on your thoughts of abuse and illness? Is it something we manifest? Yeah, well, okay, everything in our reality is in your reality, everything is a manifestation of your consciousness. It means what you are consciously aware of is coming from your imagination. So you have the ability to align with a new reality. You have complete ability to align with any reality. Okay, so I don't know what you mean. What's the thoughts on abuse and illness? You can overcome all of that. So there's so many examples. I've manifested many health changes in my family, my mom, my children, myself. I have clients with success stories, with healing, personal healing. So thoughts on abuse? Understand that everything already exists in the world. Okay, so don't start thinking, why was I abused or why? Okay, we have experiences through life, and some of the stuff we've experienced, you weren't even awake and conscious to understand anything was that your whole world is your consciousness. Okay, so think from the present moment. Think about how you want to live your life and put your focus there. If it's wellness and well-being, focus your attention there. If it's, so instead of focusing on abuse, focus on, being already the same way, whether it's illness or abuse, healed, okay? Feeling joyful, feeling happy, feeling grateful, feeling content. All of that vision aligns with a reality opposite, if that's what your focus is, that's what your goal is. Yeah, Allie, struggling with looking at the 3D too much to validate me. It's all right. We've all done that. I've done that. We have all done it. I guarantee every single person in this whole world has looked at the 3D to validate them at some point in their life. Okay. Now, am I there anymore? No, I'm not. Because I know different. And what's really powerful is knowing that it's you and your reality, and everything's a reflection of your consciousness, and everything you see in the 3D is valuable, but it's only the effect. Everything in the 3D is the effect. Okay, so when we validate from within, you decide to validate yourself right now. And you consistently stay and decide that you're validated, that you are enough, that you are already whole and perfect. Okay, I see a vision that we are already perfect, yet perfect is also imperfect, right? Like it's kind of one and the same. Okay, everything is perfect. We just have to declare that it is. Okay, and just keep putting your attention within. Keep putting your attention within, because as you do, you'll see your world reflect that. And here's things you can say. I intend to be better at this. I intend to feel good about myself and validate myself. I intend to listen to my own inner voice and listen to that voice that tells me I am beautiful and I am love and I radiate love from the inside out and I radiate beauty from the inside out. And I intend to know that on a deep level where I truly believe that, and I'm not unsure about that anymore. I intend to be sure. I am sure. Well, you could declare it also, right? That there's power in declaring it. I am sure. I validate myself. I already am whole and perfect. So understand the purpose of the affirmation is whatever you put your attention on it's the law of increase. You will increase that in your life. If you put your attention on, I validate myself, the more you affirm it, you believe it. The more you affirm it, you feel it. Because not only are you putting your attention on the idea of being validated, now, because you are doing that, the world starts to reflect that to you. So you'll see a reflection that will just prove what you're already doing within. That will just continue to prove and confirm what you're doing from within and how you're feeling within. That means I can pass this semester even though I feel it hard. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. So, I mean, how do you want to do that? There's so many ways to do that. Just declare it. Okay. I passed this semester. It's all done. I got everything I want. I passed this semester. It could be passing with whatever grade you want. Okay. It's only your belief that you can't get a certain grade why you may not. Like if you think, well, how am I going to pass this? Can I get an A? That possibility exists. Okay, so what would it look like if your friends were saying, way to go, you did great, or your family was saying, congratulations, I'm so proud of you. Start telling yourself, like, I'm proud of you. You're doing great. You're figuring this out. You're passing this semester. You're getting A's on all those tests. Okay, you are getting the top grades. Now, remember, as you affirm that, you will start taking action on that. That action could be something that feels very magical, like you just know the answers, or you start to create that you have a really great memory. You could also create by affirming that you just start to put in the time to study more. Or maybe by affirming that, friends will say, hey, let's study together. And you're like, you know what, I will. Okay, so do you understand? You may take action or you may not take action. Either way, it aligns you with when you continue to affirm that, like, I already got this. I'm passing. I know I'm passing. I know it's working in my favor. I got this. Okay, you align with that reality. Manifesting more money. Tips on how to do it, please. It's about abundance mindset. Okay, manifesting money. So you want to think about it's really important also to think more about money as energy. Money is energy. Not that it's this physical currency, but it's energy. And abundance and money is not coming from the 3D world. It's coming from within. It's coming, you were born, it's your birthright to be abundant, to have money, to have the pleasures of life, to travel and go anywhere you want, to be able to buy food and more and beyond and gifts. Okay, so consistently create the affirmations. I receive expected and unexpected money. Money is always in my world. It's not just paying the bills, right? It's the story you tell yourself. So not just paying the bills and having enough. It's like, it's an overflow, or if it's an avalanche of money just raining down on me. I do have a meditation in my YouTube channel, and it's called I Am Abundance. So that's a really great meditation. And take the affirmations from that and create those as your inner voice. Because you're talking to yourself all day long, but what are you saying? Are you feeling like you don't have a good relationship with money and you're like afraid to pay the bills, and how are you going to do it? And is this your thought process? Because that's going to align you with a reality that you're just going to maybe get your bills paid. Okay, so to align you with an abundant world, you want to see yourself and be the version of you who's like, this is working out. All my bills are paid. All my problems are solved. I intend, you could say I intend all my problems are solved right now. This is all working for me right now. I have a great relationship with money. I love money and money loves me. Money loves to be in my life, in my presence. A really powerful technique is also, I have a technique where you practice spending money every day. So today, you have $1,000 to spend. Spend $1,000 in your mind. What are you going to buy? You have to spend it all today. So spend all that money today. Now tomorrow when you wake up, it's a daily exercise. Tomorrow you have 2,000. You're gonna increase it by another 1,000 every single day. So tomorrow you have $2,000. Okay. Now you spend $2,000. You have to spend it all $2,000. Now the third day, 3,000. Okay. You could even go online and start to look and say, oh, I'd want that new outfit. Oh, I like that vacation. Oh, I like this gift for someone else. Whatever it is, you could even put it in the cart and just leave it there. Okay. Now, what is this doing? This is creating, remember, our consciousness creates. So if you're pruning your consciousness for thinking of having money, you're aligning with that reality. So you're thinking of having money and you're thinking of spending money. Okay. And we already know what we're thinking is manifesting. So use techniques, something like that will be really powerful. And also another way that helps me get over that place, because I had a lack mindset. I wasn't always lacking, but I sort of, in a way, had a lack mindset with money. Think of money as your best friend. Money is your best friend. So you could even talk to, like think of a kid that has an imaginary friend. You're just talking in your mind, right? And think about money and just be like, babe, you're my best friend. I love you. I love when more of you come into my life. I love that we could go here and there. I love that we can buy this and that. Okay, so think of money as your best friend. Your best friend wants to keep coming around, and your best friend wants to give you more. Okay, so it's trying to create a new perception in your mind about money. Instead of thinking it's hard, you got to work hard for money, money doesn't grow on trees, right? These are things we may have heard, the limiting beliefs we heard for a really long time in life. Okay, so you have to start looking at money differently. And you will see immediate changes. In my VIP group, I am creating that we're manifesting on a time crunch, that we're manifesting on a time frame. So we are going to manifest money for this Sunday. Okay, so we're practicing this. It's a practice. Manifesting is a practice, just like anything you do in life. When you start a new workout routine, you go in and you have to build to get to that place. When you play a new instrument, you have to build to get to that place. When you ride a bike, you didn't just get on the bike the very first time and start going. It's the same thing with our imagination, with this tool, right? With the creative tool we have is our imagination, which creates the world. So we know, right? How many times have I heard someone say, I get it. I kind of like they get it, but how do you implement it? Well, we have to practice it. You have to practice to learn how to implement your creative power, your imagination. So that's what I'm doing in my VIP group. That's a monthly subscription group. Because I decided that we are going to be pioneers in my group of manifesting on a time crunch. So will we manifest on a time crunch this time? Well, I'm intending yes, because we got the holidays coming. And you know what's really interesting? Because I was thinking about in high school, the guy I dated, I just was having a meeting recently with my group, and I was telling them the guy I dated was a co-star in a movie called Something Borrowed. He was also on a bunch of soap operas. But when we were in high school and I dated him my senior year, and I thought he's gonna be a star one day. I should save our notes, right? Like the little notes we were saving or writing to each other in high school. So I saved those notes because I thought he was going to be a movie star or something. And guess what? It's exactly what happened. And when I look back and connect the dots of all the things that I thought and assumed, all those things happened. So, because I didn't know at the moment that I was creating it, but now that I know, so I just told my group, that's who we're going to be. We are going to be powerful manifestors who know how to manifest in a time crunch. It's really what you declare, but you declare something and you got to stay loyal to it and you have to stick to it. So if you want the support and the motivation and daily inspiration, join my group. That's a really powerful place to become a powerful manifestor. You can join free for 3 days and learn how to use the tool, the imagination, use our tool. Okay. All right, so I think I have just time for lack motivation. So who said sorry, it moved. I can't find your question, but you said you're lacking motivation. If you're lacking motivation, join my group. I have a free Facebook group if you want to join there. But the real motivation is in my VIP group. I don't chase, I attract. I like that one. I am worthy and I set my healthy boundaries. I love myself and my SP loves me unconditionally and much more. Euphoric Melody said, thank you. I needed to hear it for sure due to bad experience. I need to break this cycle and stop. So all you have to do is declare, I broke the cycle today. Like Shannon was live, later today when you're thinking about it, just think, when Shannon was live later, we already broke the cycle. So just all you have to do is declare that that cycle is broken. It's broken because you're aware of it. You're aware that there was a cycle, and now you know what to do. All you have to do is start developing that version of you, and develop the version of how what's that vision for the partner in your life. Develop that as the author and the director of your life. Okay, I missed some questions, you guys, because I need to go in about 2 minutes, but I struggle with visualization and imaginal scenes in my head. How do I live in the end another way? Thomas. Well, okay, so I want you to understand the visualization and imaginal scenes, it's not about the scene. It's not about that scene. It's about what does the scene imply. So more importantly than getting that visualization, you could even write it out. So let's say you're writing out the end of a love story, right? We'll just say with a specific person, since that's so many questions, usually about specific person. But think about, what's that love story? What does that look like? Okay, so a scene you could just take a clip in a scene from the love story, and it's a good one. It's like one person told the other person, I love you, and you're saying it back, right? You're hearing your specific person say, I love you, and you're saying back, I love you. Okay, you could just stop right there and be in that clip. Okay, do you need to visualize it and see that scene? No. All you need to do is feel like, ooh, I like that. Like, what does that feel like? What would it feel like that you're hearing those words, right? What does that make you feel within? What are you feeling? It's really more getting in touch with that inner feeling about what you visualize. It's not the visualization necessarily that's creating, right? It's the sum total of everything, okay? All you need to do is conjure up that feeling. Okay. Now, if you like, visualization can be powerful too. So if it's a visualization of something, just go to your computer and pull up a picture of something. Let's say you're manifesting a new car. Pull up a picture of that new car, and there are pictures of the interior where it looks like you see the steering wheel and you see the whole dashboard. Now look at that photo, close your eyes, and now picture it again. Now open your eyes, look at the photo, and you're scanning and you're looking at it. You're imprinting on your mind, like blueprint. You create that blueprint in your mind. Now close your eyes. Now you see it again. So you could use that and take that when you have your visualization and just feel like, oh, I'm in my new car. I love this. Okay? You could even take an imaginal scene. When I created Love at First Sight, do you know how I created that? It was from the movie with Lady Gaga and Bradley, I'm blanking on his name. You know who I'm talking about. It was a couple, whatever. Oh, geez. I can't remember now. Okay, so Bradley Cooper. Okay, Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga. So that movie, that there was a love scene. I can't think of the name of the movie, but you guys probably know what I'm talking about. So there was a love scene, or not love scene, there was a scene in the movie when they first met, and she was lying back on the bar where she was working, and he was sitting there, and the way that they glanced in each other's eyes, and I go, oh, I kind of like the way that he glanced at her and she glanced at him. And I kept closing my eyes and imagining that. Now, I just imagined that same scene, but my specific person looking at me that way. Okay. All right. So I'd close my eyes, and I would imagine not that Lady Gaga was looking at me that way, but that my specific person was looking at me that way. And what happened? So my specific person was telling me that when he met me, it was like love at first sight. And that was probably like 2 weeks later, after I did the visualization. So take visualizations from things you already see in your world, and now just splice in your person, just like we normally would. We could use those as inspiration. Think about the whole world as an inspiration for you to create the play of your life. I was like, oh, I like that. If I see something I like, I try to just take that. I go, oh, I like that. And I'm going to take that and bring that into my own world. And now how can I bring it in? It's getting into your creative powers, right? You creatively have this new vision. Or you could just think, well, how did that make me feel? Because that would be equally as powerful. I could watch that scene of that movie and kind of get that like feeling like, ooh, I like that, right? That like kind of good feeling inside, like butterflies. And now imagine, like, just take that feeling and imagine that you're feeling that way because you had that happen to you. You don't have to visualize your person. Okay? So those are ways that you don't have to worry about. Don't worry about, like, I can't visualize and I'm struggling. Just start saying, I intend to be better at this. I'm good at this. Do you understand? All you have to do in your mind is claim. So if someone's saying, I'm struggling with visualization and imaginal scenes, well, you could just start claiming, I'm really great at it. Now, of course, right, at first it doesn't feel natural because you go, but I'm not. Okay, but understand, for manifestation, it's about, there's only this present moment that exists. So as you declare, I am good at this, you become good at it just by declaring it. Because it's the law of increase. As you focus on something, it's growing and it's expanding. And that becomes your new reality. You align with that reality. You're taking action based on what we focus on already. Where are we focused in our mind? Are we focused on complaining? We're actually taking action on that complaint that we have in our mind without realizing it. So if you affirm something differently, like, yeah, I'm good at this. Now you start taking action on that. In addition, you start to believe you are because you've repeated it enough to yourself that it's starting to feel true. Mika, I know I manifested this outcome. It looks like I will lose my home, car, okay, how do I remain cool? Okay, so So you're saying it looks like I will. So at this point, it hasn't happened yet, okay? So feel a little more hopeful. I know you might, even if you don't feel hopeful, that doesn't matter. You can feel anxious and manifest what the desired outcome. Use that anxious and worried feeling to align with that version of you, and just like the version of you who's like, even though I feel anxious, it's all working out in my favor. I don't know how this happened. Okay, you said, I know I manifested this outcome. By the way, if you manifested this outcome, you can turn it around in any moment. Just start saying, this is working out for me. I intend this works out in my favor. What does it look like? I have my home, I have a car, I have a roof over my head, I'm warm, I'm safe, I'm able to get to work and wherever I need through the day. Okay, so how do you remain cool? Put your focus on that vision of what is your preferred outcome. Everything's working, generally would be like, if you want to have general statements, it's like, everything's working out for me. I'm going to meet the right person. I'm going to be in the right place. Because there are ways you know not of. You don't know. You don't know that somebody can come in and you can meet the right person where it all works out. There are infinite ways that we know not of. Okay, so just say to yourself, I'm going to remain cool because I know this will work out for me. You could even say, I just know that it's possible. Or you could say, I'm staying loyal to this vision, and I know as long as I stay loyal, I'm getting what I want. Those are all different ways of you aligning to that reality. Okay, guys, I do have to go. Okay, you said something, when you're in a crunch. If you want to join my VIP group, you can join free for 3 days, okay? Just join the group free for 3 days. Send me a chat in there. I can help guide you to some videos, maybe give you some inspiration, or join my free Facebook group. And you get that support. Okay, so either way, you'll get free support. Whether I feel like the group will be a really powerful place for you to go, because I'm very involved in there. The link's in my bio for all of that. I love you guys. Have an amazing day. Step into the feeling of gratitude, because gratitude aligns you. The easiest way to align with the wish fulfilled is just to step into gratitude, because someone who has their desire is in gratitude, is like, wow, I'm so blessed and I'm so thankful and I really appreciate that this all works out for me. And I know that I have so many great things. Like, we could look at things we already have and feel grateful for them, for the body we have, for the health we have, for the smile we have, for the fingers and toes. So we have gratitude for the family. Step into gratitude and you're aligning with that wish fulfilled. I love you all. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.